Hey all, welcome to Philly by Night, a Vampire the Masquerade chronicle set in the World of Darkness.
Supposed to get a gym badge at
The
level
World of
7.
Darkness is a role-play heavy storytelling game from the Onyx Path and White Wolf Publishing. This is a new weekly live broadcast featuring a few geeky broadcasters and voice actors who love role-playing. I invite you to enjoy our second session tonight and to check out our past and future broadcasts on YouTube. With that, we'll hand it over to the lovely Spira, our storyteller for this evening.
Welcome to everybody, everyone who joined us last week. Thanks for coming back, and everyone who's new, we're glad to have you. I'm just going to do a quick recap of the general story from last week for anyone who's new or anyone that may have forgotten in a week. So we had 7 players that arrived at the Paradigm Gallery for a gala event being thrown by the Toreador Cassandra Wyatt. This was an event she threw to proclaim herself the newest harpy of Philadelphia. The Malkavian Avery Hardin had given a stone bust of the Greek god Pan as a tribute to Cassandra in the evening, but upon convincing Cassandra to test the flute that was part of the statue let out an inhuman wail that would not stop and drove the humans at the gala into a panic. The player characters scrambled to subdue the mad artifact while Avery disappeared into the crowd. Once the statue was destroyed, the sound ceased and the characters took off into the night for the safety of their havens. Tonight, the players will run into several additional kindred of Philadelphia as they try to piece together Avery's plans and possible whereabouts, and will likely be dragged before the Prince and Primogent for questioning.
My name is Roland, and I am a Brujah. Brujah are the rebels of the Vampire Society. Filled with passion, they find a cause and latch onto it with all they have. I used to be an eco-terrorist turned drug dealer on the run. After hiding in the woods from the feds, I met my sire, an old civil rights activist hiding from the elders who put a blood hunt on him. He taught me to hate the elders and everything that they represent. He sent me to Philly to recruit more vampires looking to free themselves of the oppression of their traditions. After leaving the party, I sought out a proper haven to call home. After pushing my way into the home, I killed and fed on the owner of the house and disposed of her body in the backyard. I used a phone to call my contact Devin for a rendezvous before reorganizing our house to my liking.
So we are going to start tonight at Roland's house, the one that he stole off of the human. Roland has contacted Devin. He is an anarch Brujah as well, and he arrived shortly after the call. Devin knocks on the door.
I go and answer the door.
Devin ducks in quickly and stays behind Roland with his hood up.
Devin, how have you been?
Fine. How have you been, Roland?
The city is a little bit different than what I was expecting.
This place looks nice.
Yes, it's not my place. I just acquired it.
What did you want to talk about?
As you know, Henderson sent me here to progress the actions of the Anarchs.
Yes, I've been speaking with Henderson as well. You said you had something important, though.
It's time that we finally start moving forward and going on with the plan. We need to start going into full motion of recruits, and I was just at a party and something very interesting just happened.
What was that?
The new harpy, Cassandra. She threw a gala for all of us just to try and get her name out there, and, well, a man showed up and put a very strange object in there just to kind of shame her, it seems like. I don't exactly know the reason why he would do this, but he did it nonetheless.
Well, I think I can understand.
Me too. But from you, there's things that I need from you.
What would those be?
I need the names of every man that has had a blood hunt on him and escaped. I also need I need a list of names of the Nosferatu. There was a man there named Deckard. I need to find this Deckard. The Nosferatu are very interesting creatures.
Well, I might be able to help you out with the Nosferatu easy enough. There's only a couple of them here in Philly, but a blood hunt from everybody. What are you talking about? That's for how long?
Anyone who might still be alive that has had a blood hunt on them, anyone who might be against the elders, I need them. I need a list of their names.
Well, that's certainly something. I'll have to look into that. I'm sure someone has some information, but that could be hard to get a hold of. Don't worry about it, Roland. I'll take care of it. Were there any more details from the gala?
There was a man, I believe his name was Abraham, I believe.
Bill Abraham?
Yes.
Abraham would certainly be someone we'd want to keep an eye out on. He's not even a part of the Primogen, but he gets more done around here than any of them put together. People call him the Judge.
The Judge. How cute. There were a couple more characters there at the party. Two of them, a lawyer and a chef, they are no importance. They can't do anything to our cause.
Toreador?
Yes.
Figures.
But there was also two other characters walking around there. I believe one's first name was Connor. The other one was Gideon. I also did not catch his last name. If you could maybe dig into the guest list a little bit and figure out who else was there. Maybe keep an eye on them. For some odd reason, they were of some interest to her, so maybe they are some interest to us.
It might be, in fact, fastest to speak with the Nosferatu about that, but of course, you know, they always want something back.
Well, as you know, the movement has plenty of money to give, so if that's what they want, then that's what they want.
It's rarely that simple with them. Devin's cell phone starts going off and he pulls it out of his pocket. He flips it open and stares at it, very confused.
What is it, Devin?
Saying something about the prince is trying to look into that event you talked about earlier. He wants anyone who's been there at a court tomorrow night.
What do you know about this prince?
He was placed in Philly by New York, the Camarilla. I know he's involved with them. He's, in power about 20 years while the Sabbat was still going. After that, that's when he started collecting his Primogen. That's why things have been so messy here in Philadelphia.
And this harpy, Cassandra, do you know much about her?
I think she's in the pocket of one of the Primogen. Maybe a child, not sure.
Yes. All right. Well, please find that information as quickly as you can. I think
Right.
I might have to go to this gathering with the prince and see if we can try and maybe cause up a little bit of trouble.
It would be good. Good intel, and one we wouldn't have to pay for.
Free intel is always the best intel.
Especially for us. Better not be in anybody's pocket.
No, I don't plan to be in anyone's pocket. Not this time. Bye, Devin. And thank you. Thank you for helping out the movement.
Devin decks out of the house.
I am Connor McDevitt, a cursed vampire of Clan Malkavian. This dark curse has opened my eyes to many truths. One truth has been revealed to me that I am far greater than those around me. Malkavians as a clan often suffer from derangements and are considered insane by most. But my embrace failed. In that aspect that I now see clearly that everyone else around me is insane. My sire, whom is jealous of my glory and the glory that he has created, has sent me to a party being thrown by a bunch of degenerates, the Toreador. And thank the dark gods that I was there to save the night by smashing things that are pretty, of course. After being the hero, I snuck off for a quick bite at a nearby pub, a fine drinking establishment, I must say. And then I went to my haven to speak with my sire, Jack Falcon.
So Connor is following on to Jack's haven, which is in the basement of a nearby abandoned asylum. The inside is filled with furniture, the bookshelves and old antique furniture, but is also an absolute mess.
Home sweet home.
Jack greets Connor. Hello!
Hey, hello! It's been a great night, I must say. You missed some fun at the party.
What are you talking about? What happened? You know I don't leave.
I know. It was beautiful. I'm sure you had a beautiful time sitting here doing a whole bunch of nothing, as always, but,
I do plenty more than nothing. I just don't leave. I don't like leaving.
Well, this night of adventure was quite entertaining, I must say. So the party was very posh, and people ran around and acted like they were special and important and did their whole stupid nightly games that you warned me about.
That's what you get for leaving.
Yeah, you're right. They're all idiots. They don't see anything. They know no truth. They know nothing, but they swear they're important. They swear they have the game and the masquerade and the secrets, and they're so sly, but we see more than we think we see.
They spend too much time outside. That's why they don't understand.
Well, it is important to go outside once in a while, sire. It is. There are things that happen that aren't happening here.
No. I have everything here. I have it brought to me. I have it here. I have it in all of my books. It's fine. It's here.
Aye, that might be true. But anyway, oh, your good friend. I saw your good friend. Oh, he was the unlife of the party.
Which one?
Oh, the Avery fella. That guy.
Avery. Which one is he? What does he look like when he comes here?
He's a hulking beast of a man. He's the big feller, and he got the curly hair on his head.
Curly hair.
Big guy, very.
Big guy who comes here with curly hair?
Yeah. He comes to your haven.
Yes. Avery. Oh, yes. Avery. All right. Yes. He's the one that collects. He's the collector.
I think
he brings me those things too.
Yes, brings the things he does. So anyway, he was at the party, and he decided that he would give the Cassandra a little gift, and he gave her a statuette of a pan, not the cooking pan, the pan, not the cooking pan,
not the one,
the other pan.
He's brought me before.
No, not that pan. He gave another pan, the other pan to It's a pan, the pan flute, damn it. And then the good Tory was blowing it. You see, she was blowing pan. And
she was blowing pan in front of everybody?
Oh, the whole party saw the thing. The thing that happened, they all saw it. It was like I said, it was a lovely party, shut the game. But then what happened was after she was blowing it, it started screaming. And then
screaming? And screaming? Was it in the oven too long?
Probably, but maybe she's just not good at blowing. She ought to blow them better. And then what happened was everybody, all the people, the humans, they started freaking out, running around, acting crazy. So I did what I do. I saved the night. I did. I smashed the thing. Pretty as it was.
Smashed the pan?
Of course, I smashed the pan because it was screaming. You see, and everybody was freaking out, and they needed me to help them, save them from the wretched. So I smashed it.
Let me see if I get this straight. Okay, there was a pan. She blew it. Everyone screamed.
Yeah.
But you smashed it.
Yes.
That doesn't seem very cordial, Connor.
Every party was dull. The party was very dull.
Everyone screamed by blowing the pan.
I didn't do that. She blew the pan. I smashed the pan because she blew it.
This is why I don't leave.
You should have been there. It was a sight to behold. So after I smashed that, the cops came, and they was trying to. All the bobbies were trying to stop everybody. Well, you see, if I didn't go, then you wouldn't know. And now you know what you know because I know. Because I told you I know.
I suppose. That is why I let the things in. I just don't let them out.
This is true. So, we may have a problem.
Yes.
Well, we don't have a problem, but the whole them, they have a problem.
The ones outside. Yes.
Yeah.
Why would we care then? They're outside.
Well, you see, it's the Avery. It's the Avery, your friend. He has the problem.
The beast.
Yeah. So if he's in trouble, he can't bring you the thing, can he? And if you don't have your things, I know how you get Jack.
I do. And Avery was good at bringing the things, the curly beast.
Yes. So now Jack's problem. Now Avery's problem is Jack's problem, which means it's my problem, and I'll save the fucking day again.
Well, what would you suggest then? Obviously, I can't leave. I can't do anything. What can I do from here? I only get the things brought to me.
That's why you made me, because I'm useful and you're not. But that's okay. We love you. And now, but if you have any advice, And if you were gonna go outside and you were gonna do things, what were the things that you would do?
Well, if I was going to go outside, obviously that wouldn't happen. But if there was an outside person already, if there was someone already outside, where would they
I could be that man.
You could be that man, yes, you can go. You can see the pans that smash. I would say to the man outside, I would say to him, well, you can't go to Avery, can you?
Did you not listen when I talked to you? No, I can't talk to Avery. Avery is gone. Avery's probably going to not see you again and not going to visit and bring it the things.
I don't like when things don't bring me the things.
Correct. This is the problem we're going to solve. Now, how we solve the problem? Tell me this, Jack.
There's others. Avery knew. Avery was involved with them. I don't know. The prince? Yes, that sounds right. That sounds like one of those outside words.
So we should use the prince to help us.
Well, yes. Unless he doesn't like screaming pans either.
Jack, if you wasn't dead, I'd kill you. What the hell are you talking about?
You talked about the screaming pans. The screaming pans are outside. That's where the prince is as well.
Okay. So your grand advice here in this situation of dire consequence is to go see the prince.
Yes.
Jack, I think you're playing another trick on me.
Oh, no, not at all. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Just go one moment. Jack pulls out his cell phone and pretends to read a blank screen. Yes, it says here that the prince already understands. There's no need to go outside. There's no need to go anywhere.
So first you say, I should go see the prince, and then you say, you got the cell phone that says to not see the prince. If I don't see the prince...
Like he already knows about the screaming pans.
But yes, you said he's an ally and he'll help us with the Avery. So I should go see the prince, talk to the Avery, but then you say the prince knows about the Avery and the screaming pans. So look, you might want to sit here and not do a damn thing, and that's fine. That's fine by me. But I'm saying something needs to get done. And you ain't gonna go outside and do it. If I'm going outside, I ought to do something. I just don't know what that something is yet.
Suddenly, Connor's phone starts ringing.
Well, I look, it's my phone.
The phone leaves a text message from a blank number that says, Prince, tomorrow night, abandoned court outside of city.
Ah, you see, Jack, even the prince is interested in my stories. This is why I go out. The prince doesn't contact you, does he?
He already knows. I told you.
It's because I'm more important than you.
We already spoke. See, look at my phone. He shows you a blank phone.
Haha, that's a lovely message there.
Yes.
Yes, so you apparently are very well influential, but I have a message on my phone too that says I must go meet him. And now you know you're not going to go anywhere, so you just stay right here, but tomorrow I'm going to be meeting the prince. And I will get him, as you said, as an ally to save the Avery, so he may bring you the things.
Can you bring me home a screaming pan?
You want me? I can't bring you home a screaming pan, I killed it. It's dead.
Why would you kill the screaming pan?
'Cause it was pretty.
Ah, yes, I do understand destroying pretty things.
Hello, my name is Anthony Toussaint. I am an aspiring chef and of the artful Toreador clan who seeks to serve meals befitting both kind and kindred alike. I arrived in Philadelphia to attend a gala hosted by fellow Toreador Cassandra Wyatt and to further my cooking experience in the new city. At the gala, I socialized with quite a few characters and witnessed its sabotage by the scoundrel Avery. After the gala, I met up with Zachary, head chef of the Pinnacle, a restaurant in Philadelphia, to secure my position as the sous chef, and to familiarize myself with the restaurant.
Anthony walks up to the Pinnacle on a street in Philadelphia. It is one of the rarest restaurants in the city that is actually open till 3 a.m. serving food, not just alcohol. It is special to a certain late-night crowd. Anthony walks through into the kitchen and sees Zachary, who he knows to be Cassandra's ghoul. Anthony, welcome! Come back into the kitchen.
Ah, yes, of course. I'd love to take a tour of the facilities, if you were.
Yes, I'm very excited for you to get started. Let's see, what was it, Monday?
Monday sounds perfect.
And you don't have anything wrong with working late nights, do you?
Oh, you know I don't.
Come back here. He takes Anthony into the back of the kitchen where there are a few chefs hard at work and a few waitresses busying around. How's your evening so far, Anthony?
Well, it was quite busy. It was a bit all over the place. I went to a gala hosted by Cassandra. You know Cassandra, of course.
Well, of course I know Cassandra. How did that go? I heard about it. I've just been too busy.
It went a bit sour. At first, it was fine. It was fantastic. The art was beautiful. There were dancing women. There was an entire troupe of them. It was very great. But then
That sounds like Cassandra.
and it was a statue of some old Greek person, Pan, I believe, and she, at the behest of Avery, who, in light of recent events, likely set up this whole incident, she blew into it like a musical instrument and very thoroughly shattered the Masquerade there, as every human in the vicinity went absolutely insane upon hearing the noise.
Zachary grabs your arm and drags you into a back room. Anthony, I understand those sounded probably like nonsense words to everybody else, but please.
Yes, I apologize. I figured they would be too involved in their work to notice, but yes, I shall watch my tongue from here on out. I'm used to my kitchen. My kitchen, well, they recognize me as a bit of an eccentric, crazy person, shall we say.
Of course. I've gotten the same from my crew as well, but all I need is questions.
You got it. But anyway, now that we are in private, something is afoot. Someone did not want Cassandra to be Harpy.
But I don't know much about the politics. I even asked Cassandra to leave me out. All I need is them barging down my door.
Well, apologies for nearly disrupting things, but that was how the night went anyway. Would you like to show me around the kitchen?
Yes, of course. Let's see. You will be the sous chef starting on Monday, as we discussed. So Zachary shows Anthony around the kitchen. Anthony skirts a small little bit of flame from some flambéed bananas. And as Zachary begins showing him around, he introduces him to all the different members of the kitchen.
What would you say are your signature dishes?
We do stick to mostly a Mediterranean style here.
I work with traditional gourmet. I have a restaurant down in Los Angeles, as I'm sure I've told you.
Yes.
But for the past several years of my existence, I have toured the world to look up for new dishes and new recipes. So I've been trying to expand my horizons, and this is definitely a step in that direction.
Yes, well, we're glad to have you out here. I'm very excited to see your skills, and from what I've heard from Cassandra, she seems very excited to have another toreador in the city.
Anything for another patron of the arts.
At that point, Zachary's cell phone goes off in his pocket, and he steps away. Just give me one moment, please. After a few moments, he steps back and stares you down coldly. That was Cassandra. It sounds much worse than what you said.
What did she say?
She sounded in tears. I don't know. What?
She was awfully distressed.
I can imagine so. She was announcing herself. Please go ahead and see the maitre d'. As you walk into the front of the restaurant, your cell phone in your pocket goes off as well. There's no one on the line, just a text that appears across the screen. It's from a blocked number and also mentions that it is for you to go see the prince tomorrow night at a abandoned court outside the city lines. It gives you a short address.
Hello everyone, my name is Deckard. I'm your friendly neighborhood Nosferatu. If you don't know what a Nosferatu is, think of them as ghouls from the Fallout universe. Anyways, my tale begins by a lavishing party invited by my good friend Benedict. And here Deckard was invited, loved everyone there, had such a grand old time, and quickly jumped out the window when things got really sour. And Deckard, or myself, I quickly went to the finer parts of town, which is the northern methadone clinics so that I can feed, because I am a heroin addict and I desperately need a fix.
So Deckard arrives outside the methadone clinic, and he does see a young woman struggling with a small bottle of pills in a back alley.
I will watch her to make sure that she is not of mind to notice me.
So she begins taking 3 of the pills from the pill bottle, sits down, and pulls herself close into a small jacket that she has on. Yeah, you can already see that she had been on something, it seems, and she just took a few more. You are able to sneak up on her. However, she does become spooked, but she is so out of it, she thinks that she is just seeing things.
Oh, don't worry, child. It won't hurt too much. I know you dream of a better tomorrow. I'm here to give you that.
And I'll rub my disfigured hand on her cheek.
Who are you? Are you with the clinic?
Oh, yes, I'm a clinic of sorts. You see, I look for blood donors. Would you like to donate some blood? For good cause.
They told me I couldn't do that before.
Oh, don't worry, child. You see, this blood, only you can provide me with it.
Does it pay?
Oh, it pays! Oh, it pays!
And I'll sink my fangs into her neck. Knowing no self-control, I will just suck her dry.
You get not only the intense euphoria and rush that comes with feeding on Vitae,
yes.
but an additional intense rush that comes with the small leftover heroin and fresh methadone that's in her blood.
Ah, feels so good to be alive. Feels so grand. Ah.
And I guess I'll trot down to the sewage system.
So you take to a nearby sewer grate and you head down. It leads you into an abandoned section of the SEPTA subway station. You follow that along. It's full of graffiti, abandoned pipes, all kinds of things. As you continue through, you find a very small sliver in the wall dug into the stone. So you follow that and you continue along the maze-like path that the Nosferatu have created for themselves through sewage water, more grates, just a long travel that takes you down into the Nosferatu antechamber, the area where generally other kindred can get into themselves, and while still disgusting, is a bit more habitable.
Oh, it's just like home. I feel so warm.
And I will make my way inside.
There you see O'Connell sitting on a couch, playing with a tablet, sitting in front of a monitor screen that is playing footage from the gala.
Oh, sunshine! There you are! Come now, sunshine! It was quite a party. I see your little tinkering gadgets over there.
Don't call me sunshine.
Oh, that's why I like you. Tell me, did you enjoy the show? How dashing did I look?
Are you smacked out already? It's barely even 2 a.m.
Oh, you know how I get though, sunshine. If I don't have my fix, I get irritated, start scratching, I get rashes. You know.
Oh, don't scratch around me. I've already got a couple boils started.
Oh, they're mighty, healthy looking.
Deckard, stop it!
Anyways, my dear old sunshine, where's that other codger?
Who? Benedict? I think he was with you, wasn't he?
No, he's still in the closet, I'm sure. The other one.
Oh, Merrick. He's got business upstate.
She plays around on the tablet, and the gala screen changes back and forth to different floors.
What exactly happened after all I can get is I didn't get audio.
Lurking in the shadows. And the music that played. Should have heard it, Sunshine. It made the humans go absolutely bonkers. You know, if we could get a hand of our own artifacts, we could make high money.
What do you want with artifacts? We've already got our information traveling. Works a lot better.
Oh, but think of the opportunities it could open up for us, Sunshine.
Like what? Getting a bunch of humans to go crazy?
Oh, you lack imagination. Think of the power these things might have. If one could make the humans go crazy, think of what it could do to the other clans. We wouldn't be ostracized anymore, living in these sewers.
She shakes her tablet at you. This is fucking power!
Oh.
And I'll grab the tablet from her hand and kind of wave it in the air and, like, accidentally almost drop it, but only to catch it.
Don't drop that! It's got everything connected to it. It took me forever.
Oh, right. Did you see anything else interesting at the party? I know
Probably nothing
Cassandra,
more than
that
you
bitch.
saw. I've just been checking the tapes, backing them up 1,000 times across the server so we don't lose them. You know the drill. Rather boring compared to that party last week. You know the one.
Do I? Oh, let's see, you were there. I was here. What were you wearing again?
I
You were
wasn't there.
Oh, yes, my mistake.
The Bruja rant, the Anarchs, just going bonkers about how they're going to save everyone.
I will take a look at the video to see if there's like a fast forward, rewind function to it, and I'll try to look out for anyone that leaves the party, like prematurely.
Damn it, Sunshine! How do I work this thing?
Just give it to me. What do you want to do with it? It's so simple.
Look, rewind it, go back, and then go forward, only to rewind again so that I can watch it.
So, you want me to... Deckard, just what do you want? Alright, hold on. I'm just going to go back a little bit, and then I'm going to press play.
So she goes back towards a little bit before the very end of the tape and presses play. Panicked people are still heading out, but the police are starting to come in. Gideon is seen talking to them on the first floor.
Did you want another spot? There's 3 floors, you know. I don't know if you noticed while you were there.
You see, all these people, they talk about a man named Avery. That little grizzly fellow, too much for my taste, but where is he?
I was further back, stupid. Why didn't you ask for that?
So she rewinds further back and skips up to the second floor video.
Ah, there! Him! The grizzly fellow with the long hair and beard coming out of his face and whatnot.
The Malkavian, you know who he is.
If we could find him, it'd be a high price.
What do you mean, find him? Jesus Christ.
Damn it,
How fucked
Sunshine!
up are you?
Keep up with me, Sunshine, okay? He was there, he unraveled it, and then he disappeared.
Just what do you think I do all day long? Of course I can find him. He's
You
in our
probably
record.
play with your rats. Those are all disgusting things.
You live Rick and Aid out of this.
And I'll rub my head.
Sunshine, you're breaking my balls here. Can you please cooperate?
Listen, Deckard, I can get you the information for his haven or whatever the hell it is you're looking for. Listen, there's more to this, though. The prince has already asked.
What does he want?
Well, obviously it wasn't from him. It was one of his lackeys. But anyway, they all want everyone to go to a court borough. Well, not everyone, just anyone that was at the party.
And I didn't get an invite? I was the bartender! I served such lavishly good drinks!
Deckard, first of all, you're here talking to me. Obviously, I would tell you, like I just did.
Oh, good. That's what I like about you, Sunshine. You're always just my ray of hope.
For the last fucking time, Deckard, stop calling me Sunshine. It's O'Connell.
Oh, but it's so... how's the word? Foreign?
It's Irish!
Yeah, yes, the potato eaters. Yeah, I don't like them very much. They have no class.
You disgusting junkie.
Oh, you know me too well, Sunshine. So where is this meeting? I'd love to crash it.
You know that old court that's been abandoned for a while? There's a sewer grate out of 8B that takes I up there.
Oh, where is that Benedict? He could be some of use.
You said he was still in the closet.
He was at the party.
And I'll just keep mumbling to myself, ignoring anything that she says to me.
She goes back to the tablet and ignores you.
My name is Anton Damian. While I was in law school, I came down with a terrible sickness. When conventional medicine proved ineffectual, I turned to the occult. This drew the gaze of the Clan Tremere, a group of vampiric blood sorcerers. They saved my life by taking it. I am now sworn to them as both a lawyer and a blood mage. I spend my time studying my spells and rituals. Last night I attended a gala at the Paradigm Gallery, where I was to meet Philadelphia's new harpy, Cassandra Wyatt, and introduce myself as a new member of the local vampire community. Between you and me, though, I was much more interested in the magical artifacts in her collection than meeting her or making new acquaintances. In fact, it was one of these artifacts that nearly broke the Masquerade and tragically had to be destroyed. While everyone was busy, I managed to procure one of these artifacts without anyone noticing, a voodoo doll with supposed healing powers. After a quick feeding, I look forward to returning home to unlock the secrets of my new toy and furthering my studies.
So Anton enters the chantry. It is a beautiful old home in the more northern suburbs of Philadelphia, and he walks into the library den area. The area is overflowing with books, and the Tremere Sophia Ramos sits in a chair and looks up at him from a book.
Sophia! I'm back from the party.
Anton, how did it go?
Interestingly, as I told you before I left, Cassandra had a wonderful collection of magical artifacts and was adding a new one to the collection. It was revealed to be a statue of Pan, the Greek god.
Well, that doesn't sound very good.
No, it wasn't. When she blew on it, it sent everyone into a blood rage almost. Nearly broke the Masquerade.
A panic. Who gave her this statue?
A Malkavian named, what was it? It was, Avery, I believe.
Avery Harden? Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Well, actually, maybe it does.
Why is that?
From what I heard down the grapevine is that Avery was going to be named the Malkavian Primogen. We haven't had one in quite some time. But you know the Malkavians and their pranks.
This seems to be a bit more than a prank, as he disappeared immediately after he activated the item.
Well, I have seen some pranks in my time, and sometimes it's very difficult to tell exactly what they meant by them, and whether they were as malicious as they seem in their mind, or only more so to us.
Actually, in regard to that, Cassandra did ask me to find him if I could, and I remember in some of my own personal books, I found a ritual named the Illumination of the Trail of Prey. I was hoping if you could teach me.
First off, Anton, did she give you anything in request for finding him?
No?
Good. Toreador are known for begging depths out of giving boons, so I'm glad to hear that she didn't promise you anything.
No, she didn't.
Well, as far as that ritual goes, it's a simple one. Yes, we could handle that one very easily. Sophia gets up and she moves over to a small chest on the side of the room, opens it up, and while disorganized, does seem to have everything has its place. She rifles around a little bit and pulls out a long strip of white satin ribbon and hands it to you. Anton, you need to keep this on you for 24 hours before we can begin the ritual. It is a very simple ritual, as I mentioned. We'll only need to burn the ribbon. However, if we are to make the ritual stronger in you, there are a couple things you could do. If there's any possible way for you to get something of the Malkavian, the one you are trying to track, that will make the ritual stronger. If not, at least some Malkavian blood would do.
There was a Malkavian at the party. Perhaps I can get with him to see if I can't get any information or hopefully an object of Avery's.
That would work. Also in that chest, there should be a vial that you can request he places some of his vitae. Ours is a bit stronger than Kine, of course, so it shouldn't dry or disappear as quickly.
I may have done something inappropriate.
Inappropriate?
I pull out the voodoo doll, and I show it to her and say, I couldn't help myself.
She takes it from your hand and weighs it gently in hers. Anton, really?
I could learn so much from it.
These are more folk toys. Honestly, if I was going to steal anything from Cassandra, it wouldn't have been this.
I didn't exactly have much time. There was confusion. I tried to grab something.
Understandable.
And I knew what this one did offhand.
She looks it over, examines it. Would you like me to tell you about it?
Oh, absolutely.
She examines it a little bit closer, sniffs it. She feels the fabric between her fingers, crushes the belly of the little doll slightly. Definitely goat's leather. Let's see. Inside feels like twigs and hay. Simple folk toy. Ingredients, just nothing much. Let's see. She sniffs it again very closely. I think, let's see, chamomile, peppermint, and catnip. Yes, I'm quite sure that's catnip. These are all very calming herbs. Humans use them all the time. They make tea out of them even. It's, She examines it a little bit longer and notices the dark hair attached to the top. Children's hair. Yes, it's a protection tool. Must have been a sick child.
And how exactly would it protect someone?
Mainly by making them feel better, honestly. But these are all calming associated tools. The herbs, the doll, her own hair attached, the witch, sorceress, voodoo priestess, whoever it was that made it and gave it to the child, even just an old grandmother who knew the tales, would have told her that by her hair attached to the doll, as long as the doll was safe, so was she.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's not what I was told that it did.
And what were you told?
I was told that it had healing properties, which would be much more useful to my studies.
Unfortunately, just looking at the doll, I can't tell the status of the girl. I don't know if it did help her or not. I'd rather not delve too much further.
Very well, I guess I'll take it and keep it as a trinket. Thank you, Sophia.
Of course. At that point, your cell phone goes off. Who is that?
The prince. I am to go tomorrow to meet everyone who is at the party. Apparently the prince needs to talk to us.
No, that figures. Of course, the Nosferatu are probably aware already.
All right.
Don't forget, Albert is bringing Aisling from New York tomorrow night as well.
Yes, you told me that. What is she like?
She's very, very interesting. I'd say we are a bit similar. She's quiet, bookish. She really only likes to talk about work.
Sounds like Vivian. Well, thank you. I guess I should go home, work on my studies.
I am called Gideon. In life, I enjoyed success in the world of big business through ruthless efficiency and cutthroat tactics. This is likely why I was chosen to carry this dark gift of immortality. I was sired into Clan Ventru, the movers and shakers of the Camarilla, aristocrats and leaders. My sire is, well, was Edgar Callahan. Discovered to be organizing a coup in our former home of Boston, Edgar, regrettably, was sentenced to meet the sun, while I, through some fast talking and calling in of old favors, was exiled from my home. I arrived in Philadelphia just recently with the promise of a new beginning to my own life and new opportunities to seize. Ah, Philadelphia. The city of brotherly love, was it? Arriving at the doorstep of the Paradigm Gallery, I felt something akin to that love. Invited in with open arms and not a whisper of what had transpired in Boston mere weeks before. I feel maybe it was too easy, that these attendees were too welcoming, that I must steel myself for the dark nights to come. It was a good first night. I put a high-climbing Tremere in my back pocket, having had witnessed his thieving ways. I can't even blame Anton. The thirst for power is unmistakable in that one. Besides, how would he know I had the presence of mind to keep an eye on him as he puttered around Cassandra's trinkets? I even covered his tracks while repairing this new Harpy's breach of the Masquerade, retrieving the security footage under the guise of destroying any trace of her misstep. And that miserable racket made by Avery's statue. Was this a simple Malkavian prank, or something more malicious? Regardless, how fortunate it was that the police that reported to the scene remembered being such close friends of mine. Upon leaving the gala, I happened upon a safe location for my evidence, and for my godchildren to leave me some gifts, lockers in a local Amtrak station. At the day's first light, I found myself comfortably situated in a basement suite of the Morning Star, a kindred-friendly hotel suggested by Anthony, the Toreador chef, and others at Cassandra's gala. Oh, all these opportunities to seize.
Gideon walks into the lobby of the hotel which he's staying at, and he immediately sees Marie pacing around.
Marie, is it? As I walk up to her.
Gideon, yes, I think we spoke earlier.
I believe so. It's so great to put a face to the sound of your voice.
Yes, it's wonderful to meet you too. I came here as quickly as I could. I heard from the prince that something terrible had happened at Cassandra's gallery.
Not to worry, we took care of that. I mean, if we could secret ourselves away someplace a little more friendly.
Yes, that'd be perfect. Can we go to your room?
I escort her over to the elevators. Marie, I have to ask, are there any more comfortable accommodations that could be made for me on a more permanent basis?
Yes, there is actually a hotel and also another apartment complex that I believe Declan owns, the prince, of course. We may be able to set something up for you there. Obviously, these hotel rooms will do, but you'll have to make sure to be careful about those sun-blocking curtains.
Well, I actually, as I hit the basement button, I was able to procure a room down below the window level.
Perfect.
This is not a Ventru establishment.
Of course. You know, we actually don't have many Ventru in the city. We must watch out for each other.
Well, I'm so grateful that you would open your arms for me, such as this.
Of course. Please. So, tell me, what happened at the gallery? All I heard were just some panicked whispers. The prince sent me out immediately to find you.
So there was a disturbance. There was a statue gifted to Cassandra. And while we speak of Cassandra, what do you think of her? What's your impression?
About Cassandra? Well, let's see.
Yes, Cassandra Wyatt.
If we're
Toreador, I believe.
going to be... Yes, well, if we're going to be quite frank, she's...
I appreciate your candor.
She's interesting. I don't know if I like her more than her sire or less.
And her sire? I didn't catch their name.
Mei Zhang. She is the Toreador Primogen.
Oh. So no wonder she's rising so quickly. I mean, if we are being candid, I believe Cassandra to be a flake and not worthy for any titles that she is taking for herself.
Well, as far as Harpies go, she's... Well, I'd say at least she's a bully enough if you get to know her.
Bully enough? no composure from that one.
Crocodile tears.
Well, I managed to quell the disturbance. We luckily had a few of our city's kindred that destroyed the ruckus, and I managed to evade the local police from their notice of the events of
Wonderful.
the night.
So that was you? We checked in with the police, our contacts, and they said it was just drug riots or something going wrong, so...
Just a wild party is all. As the Harpy, Cassandra tracks debts. I believe that she owes me some prestation that we'll have to discuss. I have
Yes.
your backing on that.
Yes, again, since we have so little members of society here in Philadelphia, unfortunately, Cassandra's also running as Harpy and Chancellor, so she will likely be keeping all of the debts locked away on her registry.
I'm just asking for your guidance and advice. How would you like this to be played in court?
Yes, Gideon, listen. None of us really like Cassandra. None of us very much like Mei Zhang either, but we are a small court, and we must work together. You know how the Puppet Act works. What I would say is tread carefully, and for now, as Cassandra is still Harpy, just...
Close to the vest. Close to the vest.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Marie. I really appreciate you coming to visit me, and I take the address that she's proffering.
Yeah. Yes, be sure to arrive when you can. Obviously, we will be there shortly after sunset. The prince wants to have this sorted as quickly as possible. We're hoping a blood hunt isn't necessary, but you know how these things go. Masquerade breaks are not acceptable.
Shall I walk you out?
No, please, it's fine. I'll be all right. I have a driver outside. Thank you.
So immediately after the door closes, I break out my cell phone, the throwaway cell phone, and start calling my new godchildren, my new contacts.
Hi, Uncle Gideon. How's it going?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
You know, Cheryl's just such a bitch as always, but you know how it goes.
Well, I hope you had a decent night after that, the party this evening.
Oh yeah, that was fucking crazy. I just couldn't believe it. I got back to the station, the boys wanted to know everything.
Yeah, don't they always? Any other whispering going on there? Anything else exciting happening?
Well, just guessing it's another one of them dumb drugs on the market. You know, it's these dumb kids.
Well, you'll keep me updated if you hear anything strange, won't you?
Of course, Uncle Gideon. Anything else I can do for you? I gotta get back to the...
Mike, if I could just have one more second. I know you're busy and you're still on the clock. But you remember all that money that I lent you a number of years back?
Of course, Uncle Gideon. That really helped me and Cheryl out.
Hey, I don't mean to break the bank, but if you could... I know I'm just getting back to town, but maybe if you could drop off a few dollars here and there.
Of course.
I have this locker over at the Amtrak station. I give him the locker number. Maybe an envelope a week would be real great as I start my way here in the city.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, you know, money's tight, but you're my Uncle Gideon. You really helped us out early, so I'll make sure you get that money. I'll make sure once a Friday work for you?
Absolutely. Right after the paycheck, that's great.
Yeah, that'd
Mike,
be
it's a big help, man. If you ever hear my name in anything, I definitely need to hear about it soon.
Oh, yeah, you know, we stick together. We stick together.
Well, definitely. If things change, I plan on getting an assistant in the city. I will, update you on what your contact will be.
That'd be great, Uncle Gideon. Yeah, you know, you're the best.
You're the best, Mike.
You're the best.
My love to Cheryl, won't you?
Yeah, the bitch. I'll give her your love.
Not too much of it, I hope.
All night long.
There you go. All right, you take care. I do some security checks around the room. Make sure that the door is properly barred shut, and lay it down for the evening.
Everyone has awoken. You've lost 1 blood point from sleeping. and you are all aware that there is a meeting with the prince at an abandoned courtroom outside the city limits.
I'm gonna be obfuscating going there.
Okay.
Maybe try to find Benedict if he wants to join.
I do my little morning ritual. I wake up. I try to wake up a little bit early. I want to get to this event kind of as soon as possible, a little bit before everyone, and say adieu to my sire.
Don't forget the screen pens.
And I believe I'm in possession of a motorcycle, which I park somewhere close to my haven, but not at my haven, since where my haven's located. So I would like to get on that and get to the courthouse.
Okay, so you park your motorcycle just outside the courthouse.
I will primp myself so I look beautiful, as I'm just going to wait for other people to arrive.
Can I check the house that I'm at to see if she has I didn't even think about this, to see if she has a car in the garage? I guess.
Yes, she's a suburban lady, so she has a car.
Yeah, I'll just be taking her car. I'll park where everyone else is parking and just walk in.
Go outside, get in my car, and drive to the courthouse.
As I see the Bruja, Roland, I say, "Hey, what you doing, sir?"
Nothing, Connor. What are you doing here?
I've been invited. The prince wants to see me because I'm so important. I'm sure you're here for the same reason.
Yes.
Now look, before you do anything else, let me say some cryptic words of wisdom to you. I look him strongly in the eye, and I say, "Hey, don't stand with Cassandra." And then I shut up and act like I'm interested in birds that are Disney.
I look around, notice how fucking crazy Connor is, and then just walk inside. Connor is not someone who interests me.
I will catch a cab from the restaurant, from the Pinnacle, to the site, and upon getting out of the cab, I will have Auspex going and just looking around a bit warily, just taking it all in.
So you just hear the birds. You hear something else, sort of possibly walking through the woods, maybe animals. Sounds a little bit more like possibly feet moving around, so you notice that. Otherwise, it's just a wooded area, not much else going on, and the old building in front of you. You see that Connor and Anton have already arrived. Roland is already heading into the building.
Hey, you gentlemen from the party. I remember you. Why are you here?
I received invitations of some sort.
Absolutely. You're both very important people. The prince would like to see you, as am I. Now let me tell you something before you see the prince. This is important, and you shall listen to me.
I'm going to glance over to Anthony and kind of give a weird look like, what?
With Cassandra. These are important words that you must always remember and instructions you should follow. Have a great evening.
Alrighty then. Shall we head inside?
Yes, let's.
Please do. I open the door for them.
Thank you very much, sir.
Gideon is taking his time. Gideon, I am more than a little anxious and take my time getting myself ready. I'm going to make sure that the tie's on straight and the suit looks all right, and head down to the hotel lobby where I asked the concierge to call a cab.
A cab arrives for you.
I peer into the driver's window and ask him to, mimic rolling down the window, the universal sign, that is.
He rolls down the window and stares at you.
Okay, I'm going to dominate him. What is your name, sir?
Karish.
What is your happiest memory?
Happiest memory. Bike! Bicycle.
I gave you that bike.
Uncle Ganush.
Exactly.
My bicycle.
So I try to break down the language barrier with him a little bit as I get into the cab. In the front seat, of course.
Welcome.
I tell him that I loaned him a bunch of money. Do you remember this cab that I loaned you the money to purchase?
Yes.
Oh.
This changed my life.
Well, I will need to collect on that debt occasionally. If you could make a little drop-off at this this locker at the Amtrak station once a week, that'd be great. And again, I would love to hear if... let's exchange numbers, and if you hear anything strange, I'd like to hear about it.
Yes.
Great.
My number. Read. Oh, sorry, that's not English. 8, 3. He takes about 10 more minutes to give you his phone number. Where are we going?
I give him the address that Maria had given me.
So the cab driver drives you out to the old courthouse and parks. What is this?
This is a property that I'm looking into purchasing. Would you mind waiting here for an hour or so?
Yes. No extra charge. It is definitely dilapidated on the outside. Structure is pretty good, but all the painting on the outside has been stripped. There's boards in the windows, that sort of thing. The sign for the Latin little symbol sign up at the top is nearly fallen off.
All right, so I straighten my cuffs and pop my collar a little bit, straighten my tie, and use the old businessman stride like I own the place up to the front door.
Alright, so inside the court, mostly everybody else has already found a seat in the pews, and up at the front you can see several well-dressed, important-looking Ventru, and at the very front you'll notice a slightly older looking man, not too old, sort of middle-aged, who seems to be sitting in the middle of them. This is the Prince Declan Graves.
Maria or any of the Primogen there?
Marie, Mei Zhang, Bill Abraham, Cassandra Wyatt, and David the Sheriff are all there. So real quick, we'll go through them. This is David the Sheriff. May is dressed like that. She's a toreador. She's very into fashion, as you wouldn't necessarily know, but that's a fact. Explain to the audience.
Well, I make sure to meet Maria's gaze and give her
Here
a
is
nod.
Bill Abraham.
As also...
Bill is standing in the corner.
And Bill Abraham, if he looks over my way.
He gives you a very small nod.
And seat myself quietly.
Yes. The Prince and the Primogen are all, including Bill, are just sort of watching you quietly, waiting for everyone to settle.
I would be following everyone as quietly as I can without making too much noise and being camouflaged. Is there like a window nearby?
Yeah, so some of the windows have been boarded up. It is a very small, old, courthouse, so you can actually sneak around towards the back and see through one that hasn't been boarded up, but if you aren't careful, people will be able to see you out the window. All right, so it seems like everybody's sort of settling into the court.
Yeah, I'm going to sit in the front, where...
Front row?
Yeah, front row, so everybody can see that I've made it.
Oh, good, very nice. All right. All right, after a few more minutes of wrestling and settling down, the prince begins to much more closely survey all of you and then clears his throat. Welcome, everyone. I'm glad to see that all of you who were asked to come came. Just about, at least. I believe that each one of you had attended Cassandra Wyatt's gala the other night.
Yes, Your Majesty.
None of that. That's old world. The thing is, we are gathered here because of what happened. There is a very obvious breach of the Masquerade, one that cannot be tolerated. whether it was a madman or not. For those of you that are new here, I would like to introduce everyone here. To my right is my sheriff, David Martinez. He may be young, but please do not underestimate him. By his side is Marie Peterson. She is our Ventru Primogen. Again, she may look soft, but please do not underestimate her either. To my left, we have Mei Zhang, the Toreador Primogen. I think all of you may know Bill Abraham, as he was also at the party. He is a confidant of mine. I trust his word over many others. And of course, Cassandra Wyatt. Cassandra stands slightly up to the side, sniffling, not very realistically. So, what I would like to hear from you all is not a recap of the night's event. I've heard that 1,000-fold. What I need to hear from each of you is your impressions and belief of what Avery Harden was doing with that statue. Let's see. I believe your name is Gideon, you, near the front.
Hi, Prince, I need to tell you that you've been lied to. You've been deceived. And
Excuse
look
me?
here. Yeah, your harpy is a liar. I shall tell you this now. I
Excuse me.
should tell you this
Who are
plain.
you?
I'm Connor McDevitt. Hi, how you doing? Look, what happened here was this woman decided to have a party under your nose. And what she decided to do was call herself the Harpy. And do you know why she does this, my prince? She wishes to steal your power from your own domain. She's come into your castle and she's here to plunder your power. And you know how I know this? Because she made a point to tell everyone in the room. She pulled aside and she said, oh, the prince is new, he's young, he doesn't know what he's doing, he's got no real power. She confessed her plan of treason to all of us. She said, oh, you're the young vampires, you're the new vampires, you're the real vampires. And she said, you've only been in power for 50 years and that you don't know what you're doing, and she'll help run things so much smoother and so much better. This whole party is a lie, and I don't know why, and I don't know how you're gonna sit here and listen to her lies. Yeah, she's pretty, but she's pretty fucking dangerous, sir. I have to tell you, because I feel like you just been lied. She pulling the sheep wool over your eye, and it ain't right, and that's why I'm here to tell you. And look, you got the wrong idea about the whole situation. She paints a pretty picture, because she's a fucking Tory. You know what I'm saying? So here she is, she has a party, she tells everyone that you're
Chris
weak.
rubs his eyes as he lets you continue on.
It's important. Now, I don't want to, she's trying to make a coup, and she's trying to make a fool of you. And I don't know. I mean, maybe she's right. Maybe you're new.
Connor, was it?
Yeah, it's Connor.
Fine, thank you. Listen, I appreciate your fervor on the matter, but I already knew that Cassandra was throwing this party. I had approved it.
Did you know she's telling everybody she's going to overthrow you?
I was not aware of this, and that is for another time. If
What?
there is any
You want to deal with the matter later? I mean, you've got a traitor in your court.
My good sir, we already have a far more dangerous traitor on the loose. That is what this court is for.
You see, again, you've been lied to. And I mean, if you want to believe that this other traitor, which isn't a traitor at all, is a traitor, then that's silly. I mean, I want you to understand that I'm here to help you, and you called me here to help you. So let me help you.
Sir, please.
Yes,
Do you
my
have
prince.
anything to say about Avery Harden?
I have plenty to say about Avery Harden.
That was probably...
I shall tell you all about it. Don't you worry. But first, I think we need to deal with the snake in your bed. I mean, well, you're worried about a man who gave a gift that this Tory. Look, here's what happened. As you know, she had a party and there was a gift. The gift was given by Avery. Are you following me, Prince? Now look, he gave her this item, and then she's dumb. She done. He said, why don't you go blow it? So she blew it. I mean, how is this his fault? If I drop my pants and I say, hey, you blow it, and she blows it, it's not my fault.
His fingers, and the man standing beside him with the very, very large muscular arms runs up rather quickly towards you and grabs at your neck. He squeezes, obviously you can't breathe, so he's just trying to make you feel, intimidated. So you throw off the sheriff, but this does get very, almost harshly, and it makes him stumble back. But that does cause...
I'm sorry, me lad.
It caused the other Primogen to get up in arms and start, they're weak people, they're Toreadors and Ventures, but they start getting a little upset and shuffling around.
No,
the prince puts his hand up to tell him to calm down.
I'm sorry, my lad. Didn't mean to get so rough with you, but you shouldn't be laying hands on me while I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to tell you. You know what I mean? So just go stand there and look tough. You know what I mean? So listen. I mean,
my friend Connor.
Yes.
The princess.
Yes,
Please,
me prince.
I understand your fervor, but we really must get on with this. We need to hear from everybody.
Okay, then I'll tell you just simply. He gave her a gift. She decided to blow it. What the fuck was she thinking? You know what I mean? And then all shit goes haywire from her doing. She had a party. This happened in her party. I mean, Avery is an innocent suspect here. He gave her a gift of the occult. She grabbed a bunch of the occult items, put them all together, and then madness ensues, and this is his fault. I mean, if I put a whole bunch of the occult together, that's the blood mage. If you put a whole bunch of occult shit together, shit happens. It's how they do the thing. All right. And I sit down.
Thank you. Yes, Gideon was your name. Marie was speaking to you earlier, I believe.
May I approach the bar?
You may. He stands and shakes your hand.
My prince, thank you for allowing me into your fair city. What is it I could do for you?
I've had a clear understanding given to me of the night's activities. When I need a clearer sense... What I need is a clearer sense of, was this a break of the Masquerade or a break of a Malkavian's mind?
If I may interject a moment.
No, you may not, sir.
Gideon, please.
Thank you. Declan, my apologies. Let's not let this get out of control. So I stare daggers at Anthony.
Very well. I merely wish to contribute to the subject at hand on the behavior of Avery, something I noticed.
I believe you'll have your chance, sir.
Yes, I would like to hear from each of you. There's very important matters that need to be settled tonight, as soon as quick as possible.
My prince, I'm sorry if I spoke out of turn. For the matter of Avery, I'm unsure if it was a petty Malkavian prank to destroy Cassandra's so lovely gala. But he, to me, seemed a very sketchy character. I'm not sure of anyone else's dealings with him here, but I come in as a unbiased bystander, completely new to your city. And he struck me as somebody not so much dishonest, but unsavory, secretive, mischievous.
Oh God, could you stop with the frickin' lies, sir? Go on with your tale. Tell the prince what you got to say.
I turn towards Connor and give him the same look. What do you think I'm doing?
Then hurry about it, lad.
So I just call out to him, quiet. Single word.
So Connor goes quiet, though it doesn't necessarily quiet his physical movement.
I turn back to Declan. I apologize. And
now,
as to the conversation of Cassandra being upstart, it's not worth your time or your attention at this moment.
I stomp my foot.
And you, my good sir, he says, turning to Anthony.
So I guess I'll just shuffle back a little bit.
Anyway. Yes, I noticed a few peculiarities in Avery's behavior. I don't know if this was simply who he was, but he seemed very nervous and once again, as Gideon said, shifty and sketchy in general, but he didn't strike me as someone acting out of his own interests. His interests may have aligned with whoever ordered this to happen, but I do not believe he was acting on his own. He did not look like a man convicted. He did not look like a man doing something for its own sake. It seemed as if he was maybe put up to this by someone else. That was merely the impression I got from him. I'll sit down.
He turns to Anton. You, good sir, please. What was your name?
I walk up and say, "Yes, Your Majesty. Sir." And I'm gonna, awkwardly bow. I am Anton, Clan Tremere. While I don't know people very well, I do know magic, and that artifact, it strikes me as highly unlikely that he would get his hands on it without knowing what it would do.
Mm-hmm.
I did get a chance to look at it, and its uses were fairly obvious.
You believe that it was his intention to cause this panic and not even just an accidental test of the artifact?
Yes, Your Majesty, sir.
I stand up and wave my arms.
The prince ignores you.
I am currently, sir, looking at a ritual to hopefully find this man. It will take a few days to cast, but when I do, I should hopefully be able to find him for you.
The prince raises his eyebrows. He looks very impressed. Is that so?
Yes, if I could get my hand on something of his, it would make the process much easier.
He rubs his hands together, contemplating, looking off. That may be arranged. I personally do not know of Hardin's whereabouts, his exact haven, but it does not mean that it could not be found. I will follow up with you. We will make sure that we have your information to speak with you soon.
Yes, sir, and I'm going to awkwardly bow again and shuffle back to my seat.
The prince glances over at Roland, who he notices is standing and looking around a bit, not sure what to do with himself, not comfortable in the area. And you?
Yes, Prince. I don't think there's any additional information that I could really give you that these men haven't already stated.
Fair enough, he says, but he stares at you for a moment longer.
My question to you, though... Oh,
yes?
Oh. Is there anything we should know about this character? Is he some kind of threat to you?
The prince sighs and sits back down and folds his hands together and looks at you all individually and then sighs one more time. Avery Hardin was what I believed to be a fairly upstanding member of not only Kindred Society, but our members here in Philadelphia. Avery Hardin was set to be the newest Malkavian Primogen. We do not have many in the city, so it did not seem like a necessary step that we needed to rush. But he had shown interest, and he had done many things for the Kindred in the city over time. And so it comes with as a great shock to all of us that he would do such a thing, not just to any one of us in particular, not to just us as a society, but to break the Masquerade as he did, to endanger all of us as he did, and then flee into the night, not even saying a word. We are all gravely shocked.
I'll just itch and scratch my face. Getting pretty low on the heroin.
Deckard, what are you doing? You're gonna ruin everything.
It's been so long.
It was last night.
I know, but I need a fix soon.
Why didn't you do it before you came here?
And I'll just keep groaning, and then I'll mutter something unintelligible to him, like,
"She was there. I was here. What was she wearing? What was her name?
Deckard,
Benedict starts snapping his fingers in front of his face, even though it might break their obfuscate.
And I'll snap back into reality for a bit, but still struggling.
Deckard, stay with me or go home. As the prince was finishing up what he is last speaking about, the Toreador Primogen Mei Zhang steps forward. Listen, all of you, I'm tired of all of this back and forth. I just want to know, are we sending out the blood hunt or not? May, please. We haven't decided. There's still much to talk about. The Toreador looks frustrated and moves away from the rest of the group.
You can't be seriously thinking about sending this man into a blood hunt. You can't think about hunting this man. There's no proof that he did anything wrong.
Sire! Prince! Yes, hello. I think that we need to look at the situation maybe a little differently.
And how would you propose that?
Alright, let's say I gave you a gift. And then you took that gift, and then let's say the gift was a car. And you drove the car off the cliff. Is it my fault that you drove the car off the cliff? Because I gave you the car.
I'm not sure that I'm following.
Okay, Avery gave a gift to a stupid Toreador. The stupid Toreador...
Excuse me?
You stupid! She's stupid. Not you. She's stupid. She blew the thing. She used the occult item, and it backfired on her. Now, if I gave you a car, you drove over a cliff, that's your fault. Not the person that gave the gift. Just a thought.
Connor, was it correct?
I'm glad you know my name.
Yes, it's hard to forget. In any case, just because an artifact had a certain power does not mean that Cassandra would have used it. As far as I have been informed, Avery led her to use the item, and it does seem that Avery knew what it would have done.
How can you say, are you going to tell me that you understand what happens in the Malkavian mind? That's precious.
Sir, that is why we are having the court. I want to make sure that if any punishment is called on this man, it is the just punishment.
I think you ought to ask everyone again if this Cassandra plotted against you, because apparently everybody forgot to mention that.
Bill steps forward.
He was there.
Connor, you were watching, weren't you?
I always see the things.
Yes. Well, did you not notice how quickly Avery left rather than attempt to help after the artifact was activated?
I didn't notice that. There was a lot of commotion, I must say. People screaming and yelling and kicking and fighting and biting and what the hell.
Of course.
But yes, I did notice he wasn't there.
I took after him.
So, do you remember when your lovely host was talking about how the prince had no power and was new and young and fledgling and didn't know what he was doing? I saw you standing there. What about that account? Call me a liar, son.
I remember a remiss comment about elders being dusty. That is all I recall.
It's a fine charade. It's a fine charade you put on every frickin' night. That you tell everybody, oh, we're humans and we live this life, and now you got the prince in front of you and you want to put on another charade. Go ahead, lie to him if you like.
Mei Zhang stomps forward. I'm just sick of this. This is just enough. We've been here for... How long have we even been here? I'm so tired. We need to go home. I have things to do. This is a waste of our time. Obviously, we're going to call the blood hunt. What was that? Mei Zhang turns quickly towards the windows.
I will reveal myself so that Benedict is still invisible. Or
Benedict is still crouched towards the ground. Even further, he gets further and further away from the window to keep his obfuscate working. Deckard, what the fuck are you doing?
I thought I smelled something funny.
This isn't the methadone clinic. Where am I? Oh, it's just a bunch of savory-looking vampires in here. Anyways, hello, everyone.
Oh, greetings!
Oh, I know you, and I know you. Hey, you back there. I remember you.
And I'll climb through the window, like one leg at a time, hopefully not tripping because I'm on a low. And I'm gonna keep itching my face. I just don't want to do it on camera.
Yeah. Wow, quite a party we have in here.
Beijing steps back. Oh God, a Nosferatu! Who invited him?
Oh, I wasn't invited, sweetie, but thank you for the invite. I think I lost it in the mail somewhere.
And I'll keep walking forward towards the important-looking figure standing in an audience.
The prince turns and looks at you.
Why, I'm honored. You see, I was peering, listening, as you will.
Can you please tell me who you are and why you were listening in on this court without an invitation?
Oh, who I am? Who are you to ask me who I am?
I am the prince. The sheriff starts looking antsy towards your direction, starts shuffling a little bit closer.
The Prince of Nottingham, the Prince of the Wales.
Philadelphia, obviously. And who are you?
People call me Deckard. My name, I can't seem to remember right now, but you can call me Deckard.
Fine. And what reason do you have for listening in on this? I've already spoken with the Nosferatu about what happened.
Oh, sunshine! Oh, me and her, we go way back. She didn't mention me. You know, she has a laptop. Little thieving little rats that are disgusting. Yes, her, the potato eater.
Yes. Okay.
Hey!
All right. Are you friends with O'Connell?
Hi, yes, we go way back.
Please still answer me, why are you here?
Oh, I just, was diddling and daddling and scurrying about, and
I'll continue to itch.
Benedict stands up in front of the window and groans in this voice, just Gah! And climbs through the window. Deckard,
Benedict!
Why?
I didn't know you were here, Benedict. Did you get an invite?
The prince turns and nods at him. Benedict, why didn't you come in through the front door?
The doors are so...
Benedict walks up behind Deckard and pushes him back slightly. I was just trying to teach the boy how to do this the right way.
No, Benedict, you ball buster, you! What do you mean, do it correctly? I'm the one who did it!
Deckard, we're going to have a long talk when we get back to the Warrens.
Oh, I can't wait.
Not that one!
No! Oh, yes, of course. Drugs. Need the heroin.
Prince, he was there if you do wish to ask him the same questions you asked the rest of us.
What? The prince turns and looks at Deckard. Were you there?
No, me! Yes, I was, making some cocktails, eating that man's fancy, pig pastry thing. Oh, it was quite yummy, sir. You should try one.
Benedict rolls his eyes. Sir, he was on the 3rd floor with me. I doubt he saw very much.
Oh, I saw quite a lot, actually. You see, Benedict, old pal, while I went to the privy, I snuck down to the 2nd floor. I saw mightier things.
And I'll continue to itch and pace.
Do you have any heroin? Meth? Heroin, the spoon? You have any of that blood? It's getting hot in here.
Mei Zhang starts to get especially just upset. She just starts shaking her arms. This is a mockery! We need to end this now! Listen, Declan, please, can we just make our final decision? We've heard everyone's story, and it's just the same. Obviously, this fucking Malkavian went mad, decided he wanted to ruin all our lives. I'm done!
If I may, just one last food for thought, if you will. Just very quickly. Judging by this Avery's past actions and his behavior that I observed the night of, perhaps specifically a blood hunt may be a bit overzealous. Perhaps some investigation might be necessary first. If we kill him, I feel as if there may be something more going on, and that we may lose that if we just kill him instantly.
If he is working for someone we might not know who that is?
Yes,
I can tell you who she's working for. The girl up there.
And I'll point to Cassandra.
Really? Cassandra called this disruption on herself?
She did. She did.
Why? I mean, she's the one that's blowing into holes.
Cassandra steps forward, waving her handkerchief around.
Another one that sees the truth.
I invited all of you to my party just to get to know all of you and to welcome you into my society here in Philadelphia.
No, honey, you could do better.
What are you talking about, you filthy rat?
Well, comes to my attention, you knew full well what that artifact did.
I do nothing of the sort. It was a gift, I believed, from our newest primogen, welcoming me as hobby.
Oh, such the story. I remember when I was gonna be a hobby. Oh, it was back in my college years.
What does that even mean?
This bitch over here blew into the hole of the sound, the music made the breeders go crazy.
This is true. This is very true. I've been telling you the same thing all night, Prince. Thank you. Some reason speaks.
I did it because he told me it was something special. I thought it would elevate the evening. That is all.
I've got something you can blow and elevate.
Oh. Mei Zhang gives you a finger.
Please, you're all being rused. Scandal, rocker. Aye, what's that word, Benedict?
What are you talking about, Deckard? Rused?
Yes!
Bamboozled.
Yes!
Tricked?
Yes.
Bamboozled.
Smacked?
Indeed.
Don't get started.
How, but Prince, I know you're not blind. You are pretty. I mean, you've got the charms, you got the bling, you got the suit. I mean, I'd love a suit like that. But see through, look through your wisdom at this lying swine.
The prince sighs again, looks around at his primogen and up to Bill. Bill shakes his head. I think me and my fellow officiates here will need some time alone to deliberate. If you would all please step outside for just a few moments.
A quick word.
The prince nods, steps aside from the rest of the primogen along with you.
Far be it from me, Prince, to tell you how to do your business, or beyond that. I know I'm not a part of this court by any means. I thank you for welcoming me to your city. But I have to say, I know this court would be the place to mediate a conflict between two clans, and I believe that's more what you have here. From everything that's been presented to me tonight, it sounds like Avery has been more than an upstanding kindred of the city. In fact, for you to be considering him to for the Malkavian Primogen. This sounds that Avery and the Malkavians, as you can see, they've made their voice clear that they just did not support Cassandra as Harpy of the city, and made their intentions very well known. So, talk of blood hunts and chasing people out of cities, or worse yet, out of the unlife, may be more than a little misconstrued or early. If this was a Malkavian break, and he's lost his mind, we'll soon know.
I appreciate you for your candor and your words. I will.
Well, thank you for your ear.
I will say that I am preferential to avoiding such a high command as the Blood Hunt on one that was so recently considered a upstanding citizen. And of course, we did have the odd luck that the police seem to have believed that it was just some sort of drug-induced frenzy. Nothing seems to have slipped into kind knowledge or news about anything unfortunate.
You're welcome?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Was that you?
Yes. Yes, it was. I took care of the police on site. I took care of the kind that were still at the establishment.
Well, that is quite impressive and quick thinking. Good.
At your service, Prince. At your service.
Good. Well, I'm afraid now we will need to discuss further. So if you would all please...
Of course.
Take a moment to step outside, and we will reconvene shortly.
Oh, I like this one.
I'm just
The
pointing
prince
around the room.
nods at you slightly.
I'll get up and start crushing my way over or outside. Probably knock something over on the way.
I'll help Deckard outside.
All right.
I will leave as well.
I'm pulling Connor aside as we go as well.
Deckard, Deckard, do you need to get out of here? I can drive you to wherever you need to go.
Oh, anywhere. Drive. No, not driving. You fool! Look at me!
Deckard, you're a vampire. You don't have to hide from humans. You think I give a fuck what this prince thinks? You can hide in some way as I drive you down to the methadone clinic if you insist.
Oh, what do you think, Benedict? You've always been there.
Of course, Deckard.
No.
Let me just throw you over my shoulders as usual and walk through the... Jesus Christ, was it 5 miles back to the antechamber?
No! Is that it?
Yes, I've counted.
Oh, Benedict, have I told you? I hate you the least.
Oh, Deckard. How sweet. You're going to make me foam at the last of my vitae.
If you two are done, I don't think I actually got an answer from you, Deckard. Do you need to go to the methadone clinic or not?
Well, we can just walk there. It'll be fun! There's birds and more birds. Maybe some bugs will crush along the way.
Couple dead gangsters. Methed out
those are always my favorite.
If you don't mind, I'd like to walk with you then, Deckard. Just make sure everything goes smoothly. Maybe talk over some business without the rest of them around.
Okay!
Benedict grabs Deckard's arm and half pulls him onto himself because he sees that he's very quickly not about to be able to stand.
I'll help in any way that I can and then start walking with them.
Is good enough as long as he doesn't scrape up too much of his skin against the ground. It leaves fungus.
That sounds horrible, but yes, let's get going.
It really is. You should see it. It's fascinating.
No, that is fine. Let's just walk. Let's just get to the clinic as quickly as we can.
Come along, Deckard. Try not to leave too many mushrooms.
No, mushrooms.
I take note of their leaving as I'm being engaged with.
Well, as we walk out the door, Gideon kind of sidles up alongside of you and maybe takes your arm a bit and pulls you away from the rest of the group. So I kind of release you towards the end of the building and put my arm up against the wall and kind of very intimidating loom over you. What do you think you're doing?
I'd be telling the truth. I mean, everybody wants to play the game, and the game's a lie. And, I mean, I'm trying to protect, you know, my kind, and it's stupid. I mean,
there are ways to do this, though, Connor.
I'm
there are channels and ways to do this. You may have met the sun this morning. That is still on the table. You want to play the game correctly, Connor. This is not how you do things. You don't anger the oldest vampire you know, the most powerful vampire in the city.
I was trying to sway his eye from Avery to Cassandra because she's the snake. You see this plain, right?
I know, and I've cast my lot, Connor. But you're not making this very palatable. You're not making this very easy.
Well, I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, I don't understand why everyone else is so fucking blind.
There are relationships and alliances that you probably have no idea about.
Well, look. The prince, I think he went through or blue blood or something, and I think that the Tory is a fucking degenerate. And I mean, she's a fucking idiot. And, you know...
She's a flake.
Yeah, there's no blood there, so I don't understand. I don't understand why Avery's the backup. I mean, if I ask you to blow my flute and you blow it...
Because he broke the masquerade, Connor.
She did it. She blew the flute.
With some gentle assistance from your friend Avery.
That's not the... I mean, that's
more than gentle.
True. That may be true, but that's not the focus of the argument.
And I understand the focus where you're trying to put it.
Absolutely.
And we will work with that, but you cannot anger your elders. This is not how you go about things.
Look. You got the Tory playing her little game where she got all the tears and all the fucking crying and all the fucking bullshit, and you got me doing the opposite. I've got all the anger and the passion. You might as well call me a fucking brutal. So, I mean, it just makes sense to me. If we all play the crying game, well then, you know, whoever cries loudest wins. Right?
Do you understand the enemies that you may have made tonight? The sheriff of the city you made look weak. That he couldn't subdue you.
That's his fault, not mine. He touched me.
Right, but Cassandra may have had one thing to say that was true during our meeting. And that this is a relatively new... Camarilla faction here. It's a relatively new setup. You know, nobody is very solid in their station yet. And for a relatively new sheriff under a relatively new prince to be made a mockery of in court may not be your best bet.
I see what you're saying, and you're wiser. You're a wise man. You're smart. You know what you're doing. But still, I mean, maybe your eyes are open, but their eyes are not open. And I mean, I'm just thinking that maybe you're right. Maybe we can help them open their eyes. Because obviously you see what the fuck's going on.
All I'm saying is that if you make it out of here with your hide intact tonight, that you owe me.
How do I
And at that, I just kind of saunter off.
I roll my eyes. So I allow him to walk away. I stand and I ponder and I think about the words that he spoke to me, and I just kind of do that.
What do you think of all this mess?
Well, it made for an interesting party. All can be said and done, but I don't know, blood hunts. It's all just a big distraction, really, it seems.
I know exactly what you mean.
I hope nothing too terrible comes of this. He seemed sketchy, and his actions were definitely in violation of what we do, but I can't shake the feeling that there's more at play than just one man's vendetta
I would agree.
against a bad actress.
Though to be fair, I don't know Malkavians as much as I perhaps could.
Me neither.
Perhaps it is just a Malkavian who broke. I don't really know how they do their thing.
Agreed. I haven't had much time to interact with other clans during my time, but he seemed very twitchy. He was scratching his face, and something was off.
Yeah. I will say, regardless of the outcome, I do hope that they ask me to find him, because I would love to try my new magics.
Oh, yes. Good point. And the prince seemed to be very pleased about that as well.
Didn't exactly want this as my my first foray into vampiric politics.
Agreed. And I was hoping to come into contact with a few more. Well, no, then again, I have gotten to see May for the first time, and I think getting to know her better, especially considering if I want to move up in the world,
Yes.
might be a good idea. But as for all this, whatever the decision is, I'll go along with it. I don't much care for the politics myself.
Yes, I just want to work my art and go my way.
Two of a feather.
Gideon withdrew to maybe a tree or something far removed from Connor, and just casts a glance over at Anton every once and again, sizing him up. A knowing glance.
The sheriff steps out the front door and announces to everybody, "You can return inside."
I bustle on in, not to keep the prince waiting, because he needs my input.
I'll slowly limp back in as quickly as I can.
Gideon passes Anton a little faster than he can limp along. Find anything new in your travels? And just kind of goes and retakes his seat.
Then I'll look at you oddly. I don't think I've made the connection yet.
Alright, the prince is seated as usual, and the Primogen, as when you first walked in, are standing around him. And he watches as all of you slowly take your seats, and he waits until everyone is ready, and he clears his throat. We have determined, he's slightly cut off by Mei Zhang going, but we have determined that at this point in time, we are not going to call an official punishment, and certainly not a blood hunt, on Avery Harden. At the moment, we have decided that it will be more prudent if we can try to track him down and subdue him by other means. We believe, as he is a Malkavian, as is kind as wont, that perhaps this was a possible slip in his character against all that we have known him to be. So, as we have discussed, and I have spoken with some of you directly, I would like to see who would be particularly interested in helping the Camarilla of Philadelphia in pursuing this potential Masquerade breaker.
I could absolutely just go up there and find them for you and bring them right here. Not the problem. I mean, it seems that you finally that everybody here has finally come to their senses.
I'll get up and say, "Sir, as I said earlier, I will help."
Thank you. Your name was Anton, I believe?
Yes, sir.
Of course. You're with Tremere.
As always, sir, I am at your service.
Of course. Thank you, Gideon. I believe that is enough for the evening. We will likely have another meeting soon if no other word from Avery is heard soon. I really hope that we do not need to call a blood hunt, but after such a massive break of the Masquerade from a typically understood to be unstable plan, we may need to take more drastic measures if this is not resolved quickly.
You got plenty of things to worry about. That's probably not one of them.
I'm sorry?
As you know, I told you they got the traitor sitting right next to you. I said you got plenty of things to worry about. That's probably not one of them.
That is enough, Mei Zhang says. I will not hear another nonsense word out of one of these Malkavians. We've already got one enough problems from them. The prince stands and sort of in a not dismissive but in a pointing manner waves his hand. The court is finalized for tonight. Please, all of you, any of you who can get us further information regarding Avery Harden will be returned in favor. And the sooner we can resolve this matter, the easiest we will all rest.
I hang back for a second. Yeah, I nod my head graciously.
I believe that it's probably best for me to, as I got to the party early, I feel like it's probably good that I leave early.
At the current moment, they are all still standing around talking. Mei Zhang and Cassandra are off on the side, chatting excitedly, enthusiastically, very annoyed as well with the outcomes. Bill is quiet. Marie, the Venture Primogen, and the Prince are talking directly, but that is about it. They're just sort of whispering amongst each other. It doesn't seem like they're trying to make any more direct announcements to anyone left.
Well, Gideon would like to approach. Gideon gets an eye shot of Maria and Abraham.
Declan and Marie were talking somewhat candidly, but they do notice you approaching and turn to you slightly. Yes, Gideon, did you have anything else you need to tell us?
No, not so much, but I approach. Just wanted to meet my clanmates as a group here. I know I'm new to the city. I want to thank you each for such a welcome.
Of course, we're excited to have you in the city. I don't know if you've ever been to New York, but this may seem quite a bit smaller as far as the larger cities are compared.
More welcoming, for sure. More homely.
Well, I think it's almost like that feeling of coming home. It's a small family here, especially as far as the Venture are concerned. It's myself, Marie, and really only about 2 others. I don't know if you've met them, but we'll be sure to introduce you soon.
I would love that. When is the next board meeting, and may I be invited?
Well, the board meetings don't necessarily concern all of the Venture. You know, each of us have our own concerns, but I will make sure we have a meeting, if you understand.
Excellent, excellent. I very much appreciate that.
Marie, you have his number? Yes.
And, my prince, if I were to want to give you... Declan, thank you.
We're a small community here. Like I said, I prefer less cordial terms.
If I were to want to send you penned correspondence, how may I do that? Do you have a servant or a contact there?
Of course. Here is my direct address. He pulls out a card and gives it to you.
Well, thank you so much for your hospitality. And again, I'm ever at your service, especially with this nonsense going on with the Malkavians and Toreadors.
I'm glad to have another one of our clan looking into this. I understand that there are special talents amongst the others, but I think ours best understands the concern for the Masquerade and for order.
Well, I want you to understand my position as well. I am new to the city. I don't have many contacts or resources. But if you say the word, I shall do whatever's in my power.
Of course. I will have Marie also make sure that you have a safe haven here as well. I'm sure you have plenty enough resources to handle it on your own, so we will just make sure that it is set up. Marie takes out a small notebook and starts jotting down notes.
Excellent. This has been beyond my wildest expectations, Declan, to be granted domain in your princedom.
Of course. You're entirely welcome, Gideon. Thank you for showing up to the court tonight.
Thank you so much, and I bow my way out, and we'll leave the court. Just standing outside.
As soon as the prince called the meeting a close, I left, and I am headed home.
So Connor gets back to his haven and encounters Jack.
Oi, Jack! Oh, fucking the prince! He's a
You're
fucking
outside!
moron!
Did you clean?
Of course, absolutely, absolutely.
Fine.
But not, what, I know the rules. I've been fucking living here for fucking ever.
I just wanted to be sure.
I'm sure you are.
Well, you were outside. Did you bring me a screaming pen?
I was looking for one. And then it was quick. It ran away.
Oh.
If you go out, I'm sure you'll be able to get one quickly.
That curly fellow would bring me anything I asked for.
Oh, that curly fella is something we should be talking about. But
What
nonetheless,
about
don't you want to know about the fucking prince?
Oh, he's another one of those outsiders.
Yes. Oh, he's a nightmare. He's fucking blind. He's fucking dumb. He's stupid.
Of course, he's outside. The
Yes.
sun's blinding.
That's true. Amazingly so. But yes, can you get a hold of the curly fella?
No. Maybe?
Let's try it again. Hey, Chuck, can you get a hold of the curly fella?
Maybe. I know there's certain ways to ask him when I need things from outside. I can see about asking him from. What do you need from outside?
I'm thinking maybe him not to get blood hunted. How about that for outside? Can you ask him to bring me some of that?
I've never
Maybe in a
heard
little bag?
I've never heard of that item before. Not getting blood hunted. Is it
Yeah.
a book?
No, it should be in a little bag, like a plastic recyclable one.
A little bag from outside.
Gosh,
Not getting
Jack.
blood hunted.
Gosh, Jack,
Correct.
for real.
Right. Yes. All right. Not getting blood hunted in a little bag.
Yeah,
All right.
cause that's what they was talking about. They wanted to blood hunt him.
You
for
want to blood
fuck's
hunt in a
sake.
little bag?
Yeah, the prince wants to blood hunt the Avery, the curly
Little
fella.
bag.
In a little bag, yes. In a little bag, you fuck.
All right. I will tell the curly-haired beast to not get blood hunted while he's in a little bag. That's the message that should bring home. Bring inside.
I believe that will be clear enough for him.
All right.
Tell him the prince wants that.
Prince
prince
wants him to bring
wants his-
back a
the
little
bag.
bag without blood hunting.
Oh God, Jack, you're so close, but you're so far. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You're close, but you're far. He wants
Prince in a little bag, no blood hunting. From outside.
That's probably better terminology. That would work.
All right. Let me write it down. Let me find a book. He scrambles around about 100 books that are on the floor in front of him to try and find one that he decides has a clear enough blank page near the back, and starts scribbling, "Not in a bag, blood hunt, prince, curly hair."
That'll suffice. Good job, Jack. You're so fucking amazing, sir.
Who needs this?
Avery, the curly-haired fella that brings you the things.
Curly-haired beast, not hunted bag prince. Prince bag.
Yes.
Screaming pants?
I'll get you the fucking screaming pants.
Thank you.
I'll bring them to you so you don't need to
spent
bother.
so much time talking about them earlier. Now I'm very interested.
Of course,
He
of
sounds
course.
very interesting, in fact.
That they are, and I should bring you some. But Avery will not be bringing you anything because he's in hiding because of the blood hunt. Now I know that's
Right.
confusing for you. Yes. I know that's confusing for you, but we got it. But so what if I wanted to tell Avery himself?
Avery? What? Avery?
The curly-haired fella.
Yes. What about him?
What if I wanted to tell him the message the prince has? How would I do that?
Well, what you would tell him is that the prince is concerned about what he did, and that if he doesn't come forward, there may be a blood hunt put upon his head, obviously.
Goddamn genius, sir. Goddamn genius. So, can you arrange a meeting?
I'll see what I can do. Curly-haired beast, right?
Correct. Now, if you was to do such a task, how long do you think it would fucking take you to tell me the answer?
I don't know. He usually comes to me. It'll be a little bit harder for me to get to him, especially from inside.
Just don't go outside, yeah. Right, fuck. But, yeah. Thank you, Jack. You're the best.
Yes. Just remember to bring things from outside.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the prince real quick. And I'm going to pull out my card. I'm going to say, sir, if and when you find something of Avery's, if you find something, call me at that number, message me, have someone get in contact with me, and I hopefully by tomorrow should be able to cast the spell. If you can't find anything of Avery's, generic Malkavian blood might do.
Is there any sort of thing in particular, just anything that had been in his possession, you mean?
Something that was his, yes, sir.
Understandable. And Malkavian blood, how do you mean?
Just the blood of a Malkavian will do as a secondary option.
That may not be too hard, and this is at the Chantry with Albert Frankfurt, correct?
Yes, sir.
Understandable. I will see what I can do, especially if you are able to help us track down this man.
I should be able to.
I thank you, Anton.
I'm gonna bow and crutch out.
Please, shop. It's fine. I understand those are old traditions. Imagine you're meeting the president at best.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna head home.
So you head to the Chantry. Sophia, because she is such a nutso bookworm, is actually still in the library, still reading the same book you saw her reading earlier, just at the end now.
Sophia,
Anton, welcome.
just thought that I'd stop by on my way home to let you know that I will be needing that ritual. Thank you for your assistance. Because we are trying to find Malkavian. It has yet to be decided if he's going to be blood hunted, but they think it might have been a break. I don't know. I don't know Malkavians very well.
You mean a break in the mind and not a prepared attack?
That sounds about right.
Well, you still have your ribbon on you, right?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Make sure not to take it off your person. Don't set it on a desk. Don't set it in a drawer. Keep it with you for 24 hours.
Of course.
See us later in the morning or fresh tomorrow night. But I would say, since this is important, maybe come back within the next 6 to 7 hours. Ritual should be ready by then.
Okay. And then, thank you. And I'll let you get back to your book, and I'm going to head down the street, go home.
Good evening.
And I'm going to do more of my research.
I'd like to see where's May?
She is still inside, and she is angrily speaking with Cassandra. Not at her angrily, just she is obviously very pissed.
I will wait for her to finish her conversation with Cassandra, and then I will saunter over.
This is an absolute travesty. I can't understand it. It's just this is just absolute fucking bullshit. As long as I've been, obviously not alive, but as long as I've been in this society, this is just absolute nonsense, Cassandra. I can't believe they would do such a thing. It is obviously a break of the Masquerade. I was brought into this life. And I was told by my sire that if ever I did anything to tell the humans what we were, that there was absolutely nothing to stop us from being culled. So I don't understand why this stupid fucking Malkavian... She notices Anthony. Yes!
Oh, I do not believe we've been introduced.
Who are you?
My name is Anthony Toussaint. Perhaps you've heard of me. More prevalent in California, but I do own a very successful restaurant.
Hey, this is Anthony. I told you all about him. He came to my gala last night. He was just such a darling. I was so excited for him. He's working for my ghoul, Zachary. Oh, yes. And?
Oh, well, I figured I would like to introduce myself, and I had a few questions for you as well, if you had some time.
Yes, fine. It's not like anything else is happening tonight, apparently.
Now, as a Toreador, I must ask, do you find yourself being a patron of the arts?
Well, of course I am. Don't you see my outfit? Now, of
see.
course, I would much prefer to be in LA or New York or Milan, somewhere much more exotic as far as fashion goes. But there is a certain something to these small cities as far as fashion goes. I mean, who expects to be discovered here? Who expects to see your fashion line come from Philadelphia? It's something new, a little different. It's new world, but old world as well, isn't it?
Agreed, and as one of my mentors once said, a flower is more beautiful that blooms in the mud than in the garden.
I like you.
The feeling is mutual.
Cassandra, you do have such an eye for them, don't you? The little special new ones.
You are obviously a patron of fashion,
Yes.
foremost, it seems. Perhaps, now see, that is an area of my life in which I don't tend to focus too much on, considering I spend much of it in uniform. But perhaps you would like me to show me the ropes sometime. Perhaps find me some new things to wear.
Darling, let's see. Yes, you are a chef. So, I mean, of course, when you are at work, you're in a uniform, but we must make sure when you're out on the streets or out at, say, less bothersome gallery events, that you are dressed to the nines. You must represent our clan, of course, and I can definitely make sure that we do that. Here, darling, sweetheart. She pulls out a card from a small pocket in her pants that is almost invisible and hands it to you.
Well, thank you very much. I'll be sure to call you when I get the opportunity. Oh, one more thing. I noticed you seem to have a certain distaste for Malkavians. Would there perhaps be something more to that? No need to pry, but considering you are my primogen, I figured I should at least understand this.
Listen, of course, they're part of our society. They're a member of the Camarilla, blah, blah, blah. But as far as I'm concerned, unless they can pretend to be normal, I can't stand them. Same for those Nosferatu. Obviously, they're important for information brokering, but beyond that, I can't stand to have them around. Cassandra hiccups slightly. Benedict is alright. He's fine only because he knows how to make the best drinks to get humans drunk enough to make the rest of us feel good.
Well, thank you very much. This has been very enlightening, and I look forward to a productive relationship.
I'm sure I'll hear more from you from Cassandra.
I will do a little bow and kiss both of their hands.
Cassandra looks adoring at you kissing her hand, and May looks appeasing.
I will take my leave then, and I will go to the restaurant to go speak to Zachary about feeding habits, if I'm to make it my haven.
Just calm down. We're nearly there. Jesus Christ.
You know how irritable I get, Benedict, and who is this man? Who is he?
You know who this is. This is Roland the Bruja.
Benedict, is he going to be able to feed on his own, or are we going to need to help him?
Christ, what we need to do is stop him from devouring the thing.
I don't think I'm going to stop a man from enjoying himself.
I like him, Benedict.
Shut up, Deckard. He doesn't know anything. He's just a child.
Not a child, Benedict, but yes, where are we going to find someone for him to feed on?
We're near the methadone clinic. At least one of them will be heading out with the pills soon. I'm so tired of this.
So they continue along, sneaking back and forth through alleyways, trying to get a little closer to the JFK Health and Mental Clinic near North Philly. And they do see a younger man coming out. He is skinny as hell and shaking to death.
I wouldn't even really be subtle if I'm looking for a fix-in, so I'd probably just walk up to him and suck him dry.
Oh, I feel so much better.
Jesus fucking Christ, Deckard!
What, did you want some, Benedict? You should have told me.
Benedict grabs you roughly.
Oh, Benedict, you're always ill-prepared.
Deckard, I don't want to hear it from you.
If you two are done, I would love to get out of this dirty fucking alleyway.
No, you'll love my place then.
These
2
outside.
successes. Okay, so
of the-
Benedict, even though it doesn't really matter, very gruffly and out of reaction, grabs up Deckard and starts pulling him towards the sewers.
You need to go home now.
Okay. Bring a new friend, though. I quite like him.
Fucking Christ.
And
Yes,
I'll
into the
motion my
sewer.
hands. Like, come on.
Benedict looks back at Roland.
What are you doing? You coming or going?
Yes, thank you, Benedict. I'm coming.
Fine, come along then. I hope you don't drown along the way.
That
So,
makes 2 of us.
so Benedict drags Deckard along through the tunnels, sewers, twisting mazes, and everything that makes up the path to the Philadelphia Nosferatu Warrens, and brings Roland into the antechamber. The antechamber is the section of the Nosferatu Warrens which is the most hospitable, because most of the other places are super gross and terrible and can't be bothered. But even the antechamber, it wavers depending on the city. Some are said to be overly filled with scents and sounds and visuals and things just to throw people off, and other ones are meant to be almost like kind of a hoarder's den, where you're just still like, okay, this is a place I can stand, but I'm not comfortable.
So, young chap, I heard you want an audience with me.
Yes, Deckard, I feel like you're the type of man I need for something I'm in the middle of.
Benedict walks over to the corner where O'Connell is sitting, still tapping on her laptop in front of a monitor that's got another stream of video from another building.
Oh, that's Sunshine over there. Wave Sunshine to our guest.
Fuck off, Deckard!
Oh, she's always like that. Must be that time of the year, am I right?
She's quite charming, Deckard, thank you.
What kind of man are you looking for? I know you said there was trouble in paradise. My memory's a little hazy when I'm feeling a little low.
Yes, I saw that, but what I need is information, and from what I've gathered, you Nosferatu are the ones to come to for that kind of thing.
Oh, you've come to the right place, my friend. We may not be a grand library. Brains? No one can take that. Well, maybe... No, never mind.
I need a list of men that have escaped all the blood hunts locally. Anyone who could be alive still. I need their names, and I need to know where I can find them.
Oh! That's quite a tall order. Benedict, how much are we charging per name again?
What?
Name, Benedict! How much per name?
Per name of what?
And I'll explain the situation to him.
Ugh. He stares at Roland for a little while and sizes him up. How many?
All of them, Benedict. I need all of them.
For how long? We're in America. Do you want Europe as well? Asia, Russia, Africa?
Anyone within a 300-mile radius in the last 50 years, Benedict. Is that specific enough for you?
Yes!
Easy peasy. Listen, O'Connell, can you get on that within the next 24 hours? We'll figure out the payment later. Thanks, goodbye.
Oh, he gets so used to. You'll love him, I swear.
Yes, I'm not
Everybody
sure.
does.
What I actually want to offer you might be a little bit more, what's the word I'm thinking of? Might be a little bit more valuable than money.
What would that be?
I'm offering you a chance to get out of this sewer, or whatever you call this chamber, not to be surrounded by shit and rats anymore. I'm offering you a little taste of freedom.
Oh, I've heard that before, haven't we, Benedict? What was that guy's name again?
Benedict laughs uproariously. Alfonso?
Yes, Alfonso! Oh, he was such a firecracker. He was promising all these grand adventures. He was promising that we Nosferatu will rise from the sewers like little mole men.
Yeah, listen, kid, you don't really get Nosferatu, do you?
No, how about you explain it to me a little bit then?
Alright, listen, sweetheart, here's the thing. Obviously, we don't look like we used to. We don't even act or feel like we used to. And honestly, here's the thing. Many people may not have told you about us, but our embrace is nothing like yours. It takes weeks of suffering. This face, you see this beautiful face? This wasn't an overnight deal. What did you say?
No, I said I was charming.
Obviously. In any case, we come to embrace what we are. We don't seek anymore. We know what we are. Obviously, we are sewer rats. We're not looking for a castle in the sky.
We just want to have a grand old time.
Can I
Well,
come?
you do. A grand old time. Oh, black tar grand old time.
I don't get why you guys want to sit down here with the rats and the shit when you could be up there with crowns on your head like kings. I do not understand why you want to sit down here and be burdened in a prison of traditions when you could be up there doing as you choose. No more sitting down here in a sewer. You could take whatever you want. Houses, anything, property. It could be yours. There's no need for you to be down here like this. None. Zero.
Oh, but we are kings down here, you see. We don't want the lavish light that a lot of people want. We're satisfied here. This is our home. This whole sewer system is our property. They cannot step 1 inch without accommodating us, paying tribute.
Deckard has a good word on this matter. Why would we want to go upstairs? Do you know how hard we'd have to fight to get anything done the way we look?
And what exactly are you afraid of with the way you look? Who's going to stop you? You are vampires. You are wolves in the forest, and these are rabbits that you are worrying about. I do not understand it.
Have you ever seen the movie Frankenstein?
Which one?
Any of them. Any of them with the torches and the crowds and the ones that eventually destroy him.
That was one monster of Frankenstein. What I'm offering you is a group, an army of Frankensteins, as you will, monsters. We would be unstoppable. Nothing could stop us.
I'll tell you what, friend. We're not much of an army. We don't fight. But information, if you want our information, Deckard. Benedict, God.
Did you forget your own name or mine?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Apparently. Listen, Deckard. You are Deckard. I am Benedict.
I'm sorry.
That one over in the corner is O'Connell. Not fucking Sunshine!
Oh, yeah, sorry, my memory. But if you'd like information, all you have to do is pay the price, friend.
I'm tired. I'm going to crawl into some pile of filth. Goodbye! You deal with this, Deckard. I can't. Benedict walks off through a hallway nearby that's been carved into the underground.
Benedict, aren't you afraid that one day a human will see you while you're out there? Deckard, yes, send me the names. That is fine. I will go back up to the surface. No need to follow me. I'll stay in contact with you. Do not worry about it.
You can stay here. I have quite a haven. You'll love it.
I have my own haven, Deckard. Thank you. Up on the surface where we belong, not hiding in the shadows.
O'Connell peeps up from the corner. Actually, his is actually pretty interesting.
It's really cool. You'll like it.
Fine. Yes, let's go to your haven, Deckard, if that is what you want so much.
We're gonna have such a grand time. We have blood margaritas. Maybe some heroin, if you catch my drift.
Let's go. Just lead the way, Deckard.
And I will say,
good night, sunshine. Don't stay up too late.
Fuck you, Deckard. So as you stand outside, you do see the people begin shuffling out. There are 2 cabs that pull out. The Prince and Marie get into one. The sheriff actually just begins walking out. The Primogen of Toreador and Cassandra get into another cab.
I make note of the cab company.
And the last one is Bill, who is standing outside texting on his cell phone.
Okay. I make note of the cab company. Is it the same one as my new nephew works for?
Local cab company.
It's the same one then?
Yeah.
All right, great. So I hop in my Russian/Indian cab driver cab and yeah, head off into the city.
Where would you like to go, Uncle Ganoush?
You can drop me off anywhere downtown.
Anywhere downtown? Alright,
Anywhere.
let's go. So the cab driver takes you into town. He drops you off round about where you had called him, just to figure you want to be about in the same area. You have a good night, Uncle Ganoush.
Yeah, good night.
Thank you.
Alright, so Gideon just leisurely walks down the downtown streets, taking in the sights, trying to figure out where this new granted domain would be in relation to his hotel. And I look for any signs of life on the street in front of me.
On the streets, because it is quite early, near to getting really close to 3 a.m., almost maybe a little after 3 a.m. There aren't a lot of people on the streets. You might see 1 or 2 homeless people kind of curled up with their
Bingo.
small belongings down alleyways. 1 or 2 people in nicer dress walking quickly down the streets.
Yeah, I think we're better off with the homeless guys. So I approach the closest homeless guy and just give him a little boot to the side. You speak English?
What do you want?
Alright, English.
Yeah.
That sounds like it. That sounds good enough. So I will try to get his eyes.
So he looks up at you. His eyes are nearly red. They're so pink they're completely out of it. He looks a little pale and sickly.
I'm just going to mesmerize him so I can eat in peace. I am drinking of 2 pints of blood, licking his wound closed, and then heading out back to the hotel.
So I would say the hook for next week is that, in particular, some of our players are particularly interested in finding Avery. Connor especially wants to track down Avery and find out what he can, because he believes that Avery is possibly innocent, and even if he isn't, he is very suspicious of Cassandra and the other motives of the court, and he really wants to see what's going on. Roland is definitely trying to still get some arms in with the Nosferatu. He is basically heading off to Deckard's lair. So we'll see how that goes. Anton is going to be checking in with the Chantry some more about what's going on. He's going to be following up on his ritual and hopefully being able to follow Avery with the ritual. Anthony is slightly indebted to Cassandra because she got him the job in the city, so he definitely also has this feeling that this debt that he needs to follow up on Avery, or at least do what he can to help the clan Toreador in the city. Deckard is going to be slightly involved with Roland, trying to find out what he can from the Nosferatu. But Deckard is personally interested in getting artifacts, and he knows that if Avery had something as powerful as that statue, he might have more at his haven. So Deckard may be checking out Avery's haven next week if he can get that information off of Sunshine O'Connell. And Gideon is definitely interested in finding out what he can about Avery and following up on that path to get in more with the local Ventrue and better set himself into a power position in Philadelphia.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Can't wait to see you next week. And remember to sub on the YouTube channel. If somebody could throw the link for the YouTube video, that'd be great. Revolver C, if you could take a wave. A little bow. Excellent, excellent. There it is. You can feel free to check out Revolver C at twitch.tv/Revolver C. Thank you, Silver Tongue, for hanging out with us. Zabani, a pleasure as always. Freak Show's another that you have to hit with all the follows on Twitch. Charyutree DTY. check him out the next time he's live. And again, thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and we will see you next week.